All right, this is our big grand intro here. Big joyous announcement for the world that we have the lovely, the one and only Glen Wilson joining us.
All because our compatriot Usama decided he was going to skip out on today because he was too busy doing jet skiing and skydiving.
Yeah, it sounds
Supposedly.
like a lie. It sounds like a huge lie.
Yeah. But thankfully, we have a much smarter person. Sorry, Usama.
Don't tell Usama that.
Yeah. But take us through 80-20,
80-20.
Mr. Wilson.
So yeah, we were thinking about what we're going to talk about today, and probably anyone who's watching this knows of Mike Rhodes, the Google Ads OG savant, and he's created a tool called the 80-20 agent, which is actually really good. I'm using it to connect to a lot of accounts that I manage, and obviously the data that we're going to be, or the campaign names we'll be showing, will be blurred out. But I just wanted to take you through the features that it's got. So essentially, you set up a script inside Google Ads. Most people know how to set up scripts. And the way that it works is when you've got a script, it synchronizes. You get it to run hourly because you can see hourly data in it as well.
Mm-hmm.
You get it to run hourly, and it uses app script as well. And so let's just pull up an account. Let's just say I was looking at this account here. And so at a glance, you've got all these metrics up the top. So you can, there's a little toggle switch here. You can check campaigns one by one if you want to. And it's in this here, you can toggle certain metrics on and off, cost, conversions, whatever campaign that, you know, any metrics that you want to look at. You can toggle between 7, 30, 90, 100 days data, 180 days data. So it's pretty good in visualizing things from a macro level. Now, the power in it is in the analyze sections, and so you can come into different types of analysis. So there's keywords and search term engrams that you can look at.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah, this is a big piece, I think, because it's like a pretty and a more comprehensive version than Mike Rhodes' like typical script, I'd say.
It is,
like,
yeah.
The visual, like especially for this is so much easier to look at than a spreadsheet.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of us like looking at spreadsheets, but I think it's easier on the brain to do it this
way. It is, and there's a lot of toggles in here too, a lot of settings that you can adjust. You can turn certain keywords on and off. So this is in the keywords, search terms, and engrams. You can, you know, do filters. There's so much functionality in the certain reports. It gives you an analysis. Oh, actually, I'll do that last. Products and engrams. So if you're running products, it'll show you, you know, flow boost over, under index. It'll give you a rundown of, you know, how many products are profitable, how many flukes, how many are costly. You can toggle between ROAS and CPA metrics. You can look at performance max settings. You can look at individual product levels. So very much like PMax, Mike Rhodes PMax script, everything's done in a dashboard now, more or less.
But you wouldn't have to, I think for some of these, like if you wanted to change, if it was like CPA or whatever, like you'd have to rerun the script. So for some of these, you can change around things, and then the functionality is just so much better. I think this could be really helpful for everyone running an account.
Yeah. There's PMax placements if you've got PMax. I don't have PMax placements. Asset performance. I got any asset performance? I don't know why I don't have any asset performance.
Will asset performance give you like headline and description performance?
Well, it should.
Brand
here. Don't know why.
I feel like that's something that not a lot of people spend a lot of time on. And I know that's like a nitpicky thing, but I feel like there is like if you're really trying to like min-max something, I feel like if you have a tool like this where you can do like a decent deep dive into headline and description stuff, I feel like you can actually do some serious performance adjustments with stuff like that.
Well, Google Ads now apparently inside the assets allows you to see headline performance of the headlines in Max and things like that. Now,
I know. Yeah, I remember when I was still on the Solutions 8 side, there was a way to kind of look at individual just headlines and descriptions, but it didn't give you very much information.
I think you can only see impressions. And then the idea behind it is if it gets served more impressions, that means it's probably indexing across some metric. And I know the PMAX script has that, and I imagine this probably has some other better way to visualize it.
Yeah. Budget optimization. And I like this campaign, the profit curve. So you can look at individual campaigns and go, well, how am I going? So when you set up your campaign, you've got a cost of goods or, your objective that you want to set. And then it'll break down everything and say, okay, well, based on your current spend, where are you sitting in your profit curve? So for this campaign, my brand campaign, this is where I'm currently spending, and I've got so much more room to move for that. Performance Max, same. So, and then you can adjust diminishing returns, going, well, if I increase my spend, how am I? So this has got a lot of room to move, to be honest. I like this because especially if you're speaking with a client, you can say, hey, look, if we increase our spend, we can get up to maximum profitability in the accounts. So it gives them a good representation of saying, okay, are we performing? Are we not performing? So another campaign, I'm pretty well in the profit curve here. And so theoretically, I could pull back the spend to be at the maximum profit curve.
I like this because I think you get in scenarios with clients where, I mean, it can go one way or the other, but maybe they just think that the solution is to, if you spend more, why can't you make more money? And so you can talk about diminishing returns, but visualizing it is so important. Well,
the diminishing returns, as we all know, Google Ads is a diminishing return algorithm. So just because you're spending more, it won't scale linearly. So there's a linear curve here as well, which means as I'm increasing spend, revenue is going up, but that's unrealistic. It's generally
how is it taking into consideration like the profitability components? Are you inputting that information somewhere?
When you set the account up, you put in a cost of goods and it looks at the historical data in the account on the spend.
In 80/20 or in GADS?
In 80/20. So 80/20 is synchronizing in an hourly. It synchronizes every hour. So that's why you can see the hourly data as well. So you can look at today's data and you can have a look at yesterday's data as well to see how each hour is going.
But in terms of like business numbers, like COGS and all that kind of stuff, you have to feed it that,
You feed it that, So you'll feed it the COGS to start with when you're setting up the account. Now, the thing I like about this is it's got an insights tab. And so when you set up your account, it's encouraged to get your own API keys. So I've got a Gemini key, an OpenAI key, and an Anthropic or Claude key. So then I can come into the insights and then I can do a smart bidding analysis. So I can click on it. And what's his name? Aaron, the Aussie guy, he's sort of worked with Mike about this prompt. So it uses this prompt to analyze the data.
I was just wondering who Aaron is.
Oh, what's his name? Aaron Google guy.
Aaron Google guy from Australia.
Yeah, Aaron Young is his name. So then what I can do is I'm going to do an analysis for this brand. And I've got these AI response customizations. What sort of detail level do I want this? How detailed do I want the response to be, or how detailed do I want the output to be? if it's just me and I want it just for me, then I'll just go comprehensive. I'll just give me everything, baby. I want it to be, because I'm not going to show this to the client. If I was showing it to the client, I'd pull this right back to minimal.
Yeah.
So it's dumbed down in simplistic terms. I want it to be, I've sort of got it up here towards a conversational tone and tailored for managers and C-suite. I'm a practitioner. So give me the nuts and bolts.
So
this is exactly what you could need, because you can produce multiple report, like a report for you, so then you can know what to do, and then you just make an easy report that's easy for them to understand. If they want the details, they can have the details, but then they're written in a way that they can understand. And if you got a good relationship with the client, you do conversational, and if you're working with those professionals, then you put that professional tone on.
Then you've got the expert controls where you've got, okay, what else do you, just tell me what to do or help me explain to others. Again, if depending on who this report's going to be for, you can toggle this so that the output is going to, be modified accordingly. I'm just saying, just look, I'm on the tools, just tell me everything. I want it to be data only, surprise factor, put that up a little bit, contrarian.
Which is important because I think we all know that
follow
LLMs will
challenge my strategy and suggest additional data. I like all those saved. Then you can choose your model. You can go, well, which because that's what the API is for. So I'm going to use Gemini. I like Gemini. And then you can toggle this here. So there's two different models in Gemini. I can use Flash or I can use Pro. OpenAI, I can use Nano or Mini. And that's why I don't use OpenAI. OpenAI has got better models, like O3. So I don't usually use OpenAI. Then Anthropic. It's got 3.5 Haiku or Sonnet. But I think out of all of these models between this toggle switch, Gemini 2.5 Pro is better. That's why I always use Gemini 2.5. So then I just click on execute prompt and it'll start generating a report for smart bidding analysis. So it'll look at all my settings and then give me an output on what it thinks. It'll give me some ideas and some recommendations and all that sort of stuff. So when you're managing the account, you can run this first and it'll give you ideas and you go, oh, okay, I'm going to go into these settings and check this and check that. And if it makes sense, then you can go, okay, yep, I might implement that or I might not implement that. So I find I use this quite regularly, this smart bidding analysis, so that it helps you adjusting TROAS, target CPA objectives, all that sort of stuff. Doody-doo.
We're doing it in real time. We're doing it live.
It's such a
because I've been like, obviously tools like this are freaking phenomenal. Because for me, like, obviously being in the email space now and not in the Google Ads space anymore, there's not stuff like this that I've come across, at least, that have been this extensive. And so I'm stuck in those kind of weird scenarios where I'm having to make agents or assistants for myself with these just giant long freaking instructions and just keep working with it until it spits out stuff that's actually helpful. But this is just...
and that costs 5 cents.
What can you get for 5 cents anymore? You can't even get 5-cent candy.
You can't. But as you can see, it gives you a fairly comprehensive response that goes into a lot of strategic imperatives questions. So you can go through this. It's got recommendations. Most of them are sitting at weight. But then I could run this again and maybe adjust the time horizon to long-term strategic or short-term. That was for immediate. So what do I need to do now? And that's giving me an output for, okay, this is what I think you should do now. But then if I want to go, all right, well, what theoretically, based on all the data that it's got, let's have a look at a short-term and a long-term strategic and run those reports and see what recommendations or it gives you some adjustments. So that's the smart bidding. Now there's negative keyword identification. There's keyword expansion opportunity. There's, if you're running audits, you can run a campaign settings audits. If you've been given an account to audit, you got campaign settings audit. PMAX placement performance, ROAS maximization strategies, budget optimization recommendations, performance trends analysis. There's so many things in here that you can run. Shopping product performance analysis, conversion action performance, day and hour performance, search term patterns, PMAX channel distribution, and there's more and more. So Mike's just rolling out more and more analysis tools, and every week there's another one, there's another one, there's another one. It's pretty well the most comprehensive tool that's on the market for Google Ads. Yeah. He's an absolute wizard. And I'm in his 80-20 group, as so is Colby, and he's more or less teaching us how to build this, but I think it's going to take a long time to build anything like this. But in the meantime, it's a great tool. Now, I think the only way you can access, so it's free, like anyone can go in and you get 5 free accounts. You can have 5 accounts for free in here, and you get access to all of this. It's more so if you're an agency and you want to put all your accounts in there, then you would need to upgrade. But I mean, if I was a solopreneur and I was just running my business, this is a no-brainer. Absolutely.
Dude, I was gonna say, like, even if you're a small freelancer and you know what you're doing, and you just have like a handful of accounts, like, dude, this is I hate the stupid game changer phrase, but this is legit.
Oh, and this really isn't paid for by Mike Rhodes. This is just this is rare.
No, this is like, what the hell are we going to talk about? And we said, hey, let's use this. So I find, and look, it's a little clunky to set up, and then there's still little bugs that Mike irons out. He's really responsive inside his circle group. I mean, it's pretty, API keys, anyone can get API keys. It's just a matter of, you'll see if there's a script if the script needs to be updated, there's generally a button you click, you copy, you paste, update, it's done. This is where you put in the code.
We're talking about,
Yeah. And you if it's an ecom brand or a lead gen brand, you can toggle that on. So obviously then the outputting metrics are going to be for CPA or e-commerce, whatever it is. Great tool. Great tool.
Obviously, you've spent a ton of time with this, but I'm curious in terms of, like, when you're pulling your reports and getting insights and everything, how much success have you seen in campaigns where you've made changes and stuff based on what this has spit out at you? Have you seen things make good progress?
Most of the time, it all depends on what the what is happening here on the time horizon, and that's why I'll generally run an immediate, short-term, and long-term strategic. Now, the long-term strategic, that's maybe every month, looking 1, 2, 3 months in advance. I'll run the immediate every week and go, what's jumping out at you? And if there's something, generally it'll have a recommendation. And then it'll say framework decision weight. And most of the time, if it's weight, you're doing all right. Like it's performing how it should be performing. But then it's giving you some things to investigate the cause of the variance immediately. Is search volume inconsistent? Is there any competitor pressure? Find the cause of instability before considering any changes, blah, blah, blah. So it's a matter of just going through the outputs that it gives you and then just going, okay, well, I'll have a look in this setting, or I'll have a look in that setting, or I'll have a look at auction insights if that's the case. So most of the time, it does the research for you, and then you can go and check performance metrics. So think of it as a research assistant. So go and research this, research this, then research this, then research this, then research this, and out the data. Now, all of these prompts as well can be modified. So you could copy this, put it into ChatGPT and say, modify this prompt to do this more, or do this more, or do this, or whatever. So you can swap out the prompt templates. It's entirely up to you. It's not fixed, but the fact that you get so many insights tools to use, depending on how you've set your campaigns up, it's a no-brainer as far as I'm concerned for anyone who's managing Google Ads.
Yeah, because even you're muted if you're trying to actually talk to us, Colby.
I was just saying, even one thing is valuable because one of the things sometimes we just need is another perspective. And even if you don't wholeheartedly agree with everything, you see one little snippet and then that sends you down a rabbit hole. And you start looking at that, and it can all be inspired from these reports.
Yeah. And I was also going to say just time, because like we all have sat there and just poked around and looked under every nook and cranny in a campaign, even an individual campaign, let alone a whole account. And just being able to have something spit out where, or give you indications of where to start, I think is just, even that just by itself just saves so much time.
There's only one thing, and Mike's pretty open to suggestions on this campaign performance metrics chart. You get to see only two values at a time. It'd be great if I could add, say, cost, conversions, and value together, or cost, conversion, and ROAS. You know what I mean? So having more than two metrics on a chart and toggle them on and off as you need to, that's about it. But I do like visually, it's great. You can see everything at a glance, and you can even white label it and share it to clients as well, and take them through all the metrics like reporting dashboard. So yeah, great tool, love it. Better than the PMax script. I still use the PMax script, not as much now, mainly this. But the insights, as far as I'm concerned, the insights options that you've got here, and the fact that, I mean, I think when I joined there was maybe 5 or 6, and now look at all, all the different search terms.
He's just whipping those things out then.
He is. And so every time there's an update, it'll be, performance period comparison, or like that. Then this will roll out, then you have to go in and update the script. So that's just a matter of, you'll go into the settings of your account, and then there'll be this update button will light up, and it'll show you what.
So you can update it in the platform then. You don't even need to go back to your dad's account.
What happens is when you click on, I've updated all mine. Here's one here. So just for argument's sake, this is an old version. I can't tap that one. But you'll see generally it'll say update script, and down the bottom it'll show you outdated Google. It'll give you notifications here. It says the latest version is 1.01. So what will happen is, if there's a new update, these will light up, and then all you'll essentially do is you click on the button, and this window pops up, and there's all these instructions. So you would go into where your script lives, and you just go into the 80/20 script, and you click on the copy button, and then you go paste and go save, run, and it's done. That's it, like 3 clicks, a copy and a paste, and it's done. And that's how it updates. And then this thing will run every hour. And so that's it. It's done. Great.
People should know that scripts look scary, but you don't really need to know. You just
you don't need
bad boy in there.
Yeah. And most of them, like Glenn was saying too, like it'll tell you what to do. Like if you know even half the stuff for Google Ads things, like it's not hard to just copy paste it in there. It's super easy.
When you're running the insights reports, if you know how to you're managing Google Ads.
Yeah.
You'll know what the output is. You'll know what it means and what it's referring to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang. Yet
Great.
another.
So let's make sure we
Yet
put
another.
the affiliate link at the bottom of the link of the video.
Yeah, we need to collect. I've been between them and
Yeah.
Flow Boost. I'm waiting for my checks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
Welcome, one and all, back to the most freaking dysfunctional videos ever on the internet about Google.